Ladies and gentlemen, we go to the next speaker. It's also someone you might know. He's Chief Cybersecurity and Operational Officer at the European Union Agency for Cybersecurity. Give it up for Hans de Vries. Hans.
Hi. Good to see you again.
Good to see you again. Your response to the news, Dick Schoof, our new Prime Minister, is it a good thing for the cybersecurity community, for the CISOs in the room?
He understands, and I'll ask him on Thursday.
You ask him on Thursday. This one is for you.
Yes, thank you very much.
Good luck.
Well, that we get the buttons right. Okay. Good to be here. Good to see you all. I'd like to talk to you a little bit about what's happening in Europe. So, what's coming in your management boards next year, or even tomorrow. But just a little bit about ENISA. ENISA is the Cybersecurity Agency for Cybersecurity. It's based in Athens. I work there, but mainly I work in Brussels because there's a lot of policy coming around. And we have about 120, 130 people working on cybersecurity for Europe. And I know I have 8 minutes, so I'll make sure that I will keep note on that, so we'll do it quickly. These are the threats that you all know, right? So the simple ones, ransomware, these are the things that you deal with right now. These are the things that you're going to deal with within the future. And most part is, a big one is skill shortage. We all know that, right? So the training that BB does is really interesting, but it doesn't really solve the issue tomorrow. So in order to do that, you have to work together. I'll come back to that later on. Another part is the supply chain. We've seen zillions of possibilities of supply chain shortages or break-ins, and therefore you don't know who you're dealing with. And through that NIS2 that's coming near you very soon, you have to be sure about your supply chain. So I'd like to remember you on this. This is what's coming. And every bullet is a type of regulation or policy that's coming out of Europe. And I'll just mention a few of them. The NIS2 you know, and there's going to be a Cybersecurity Act amendment to make sure that the things that ENISA has to do will also be funded very well. If you are in a financial system, you know DORA. And then when you're in electricity systems, you know that electric network code is coming on very soon. Those three are connected. Most of the times very well, but DORA and NIS2 do have some differences there. ENISA is trying to accommodate on that and trying to work out the differences there between. But those are the simple ones, to be honest. We're going to have also aviation. It's going to be a horizontal rule, and there's going to be a health data space. So on health, there will be a vertical process coming on. Space law, artificial intelligence, AIDAS, so that's the wallet, the EU wallet you're probably going to work on. Digital Market Act, the CHIPS Act, Data Act. We're quite busy in Europe, to be honest. And that will come in a theater near you very soon. So be prepared to really understand what's happening there and also trying to focus on what's going to be the next step. These are the parts that we work, as ENISA, are really working on. The NS directive and making sure that the information flow that comes from to Europe and to ENISA to have an oversight, have an overview, but also some internal controls about what's happening where. We are producing, we call them joint cyber assessment reports, telling them this is happening in Slovak, this is happening in Europe, in the rest of Europe. So to have an overview of what's happening. So not only the Netherlands, but more in general. The Cyber Solidarity Act is helping you all to deal with issues like red teaming, blue teaming, or other possibilities that you probably don't have the funds for, but the NCSCNL might be able to help you in finding those funds through the Solidarity Act, because there are funds available for that. The certification of digital products, that's really being interesting because it's talking about the products you produce, or you might produce, or the services you produce, and they need to have a certain level. They have to be certified as well. So that's a whole different ball game that's coming to you in the near future. The Critical Entities Directive is about the physical part, but most of the times physical and digital really comes together because the notification systems, the the cameras, etc., they're all IP-based, so it's going to be digital anyway. And DORA is interesting because DORA in itself has a stringent, far more stringent rule of procedures and mandatory requirements that NIS still has some room to maneuver. But personally, I think that DORA will be the main game, because DORA is not only talking about the financial systems, but also their supply chain, meaning IT suppliers, energy, and things like that. So it will have a broad impact. And the electric network code is still being discussed currently in Brussels. We're there. But I think that the electricity network code and the NIS2 are really similar, so that's a good thing. But I'd like to go back 2 slides. If you look at the ICT supply chain risks and the difficulties there, my guess is 50% of you are a risk as a company, because you produce stuff that are going to be used by someone else, and if you don't do a good work, then perhaps the municipality of The Hague will have an issue with you, because you support services. And through the EU certification and digital products produce, you will be taken accounted for. So, yes, it's true, the job that you'll have as CISO is a fun one. Have fun, because it's really important. These are the things that we're looking for in Europe, because we cannot do it alone in the Netherlands. I know that for sure. I've seen too much for that. And we're working on a vulnerability database, or at least a notification system, to be frankly honest, a cybersecurity baseline measures that everyone needs to address to, coordinated capacity building, because not even the NCSCs of the world, whether it's ANSI or BSI or the different ones in different countries, have the ability to build all their own products, so we're going to help them with that. Stress testing, but also training and crisis management we do from a Euro perspective. So it might be a little bit far off if you talk about, but what I'm going to do as a CISO, but remember, there is a friend on the other side who's helping you out to try to make sure that it is logic, that it is usable, and that it's also, frankly, as efficient as possible. So thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
47 left.
40 seconds left.